Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is the final channel audit live stream of 2021. I almost said two. No, we're not there yet. Usually it's the opposite. Usually I'm saying the previous year well into the next year, but I'm already in 2022 right now. So the final one, this is not the final live stream, by the way. I'll be hosting tomorrow's Q&A live stream, but more on that in a bit. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and a privilege to be hosting this live stream today with you to help you grow on YouTube. And I am so excited. And we have our special guest, only one guest today. Everybody else decided to go on vacation. I was courteous and took my vacation before Christmas, but everybody else decided, no, my Christmas present is a vacation afterwards. So today's guest joining us is actually a special guest from a familiar channel. It's Heather Torres. How's it going?
Hey, Dan, I'm so excited, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all the things. We're here, right? Live streaming on a holiday week. Let's go.
Yes, thank you so much. Heather's from Think Media. I will pull up their channel here in just a little while. Heather, for anyone who somehow may not know, can you just a brief explanation of who you are, and I'll get the channel pulled up.
Definitely. Yeah. So I am one of the main content creators over on Think Media, the co-creator of Video Ranking Academy. And I help people learn how to grow their YouTube channels. I specialize in helping channels get clarity, helping creators get clarity on their channels. And I have now been coined the confidence coach. That was a new thing that came out just because my heart is to help people step outside of their comfort zones, get started, and grow their channels to the biggest that they can. So I love YouTube so much. It was what helped our family get financial freedom. It's what's helped so many people around the world be able to grow their channels. And so I love the platform of YouTube. I love helping people. And I do it alongside some of my best friends, Sean Cannell, Omar Altakori, Nolan Molt. So it's really exciting to be building this company alongside people that I love.
Yeah, and we thank you for everything you do and for being here as well. As you can see, just by looking at the titles and the thumbnails on this channel, you get a lot of value simply by subscribing to the Think Media channel. We highly encourage you to do so. And yeah, so let's talk a little bit about people and their goals and becoming financially sound while having YouTube channels, because there's something else I wanted to touch on today before we get into the audits. And that is a new project we've started here at vidIQ known as group coaching. Now, for all of you here who are here because you have your various goals with YouTube, right? And you're looking for audits, you're looking for us to look at your channel specifically and give you some advice. There's a problem though. We can't talk to you one-on-one while we do this. It would just, the stream's already 2 hours and we'd get through like 2 channels maybe. However, with group coaching, for just right now, for a limited time, $99 a month, you have access to not only 3 of our YouTube growth experts in a group setting where you can ask them questions, but you also get access to a private Discord group with YouTubers just like you who are also, again, paying $99 a month, investing in themselves, investing in their channels, and trying to grow and get to whatever that point is. For some of you, it might just be a hobby. It might not be something you're looking to quit your job for, but others, some people want to start an actual business. Heather, some of the creators you've worked with, tell us a little bit about the goals they've been striving for.
Yeah, I think group coaching for one, Dan, I think is such a great opportunity for anyone who is actually serious about YouTube. You know, like there's a difference between doing YouTube as a hobby and trying to figure it out on your own and doing YouTube as a potential full-time job, right? Like allowing for your goals to be wrapped into what you're creating. And group coaching is one of the best ways to do that because you can be serious about it. And I think it's amazing, you know, some people that we're coaching right now, they're just starting their channel and they want to start the right way, right? Not going out there and watching 10,000 YouTube channels to try and figure it out. They want to go right to the source. And by something like group coaching, you have the ability to actually ask your questions, which is a phenomenal resource if you want to take YouTube seriously. We've got some people right now who are going for 100,000 subscribers. You know, they're at that 60,000 subscribers. They're tipping into this becoming a full-time job for them. And they want to know, like, what videos should I be making? What are my titles okay? Is this thumbnail right? Like, they're asking questions because they want to ask an expert is this the right thing to do? So it's really exciting to see different goals, not even that, but also communities that are being built on YouTube. It's amazing to see. We have communities like in the motherhood space who are helping moms that are new to this motherhood journey. We have people that are in the car fixing business and they want to just be around other people who are fascinated with cars. So there's so many different types of ways that you can set your goals for YouTube. For me personally, you know, we have another channel, our Think Media podcast. We want to get that one to 100,000 subscribers. So we were on today figuring out how are we going to do that. And we were coming together, right, as we were coaching each other to try and figure out how are we going to get this channel to reach more people, because we want to help people. We call ourselves like the ripple effect. We want to throw the rock in the river and see the ripple effect happen. And we know we can do that on this channel as well. So I'd love to know in the comment section, what are some of your goals that you have for YouTube this year? Are you wanting to grow your subscribers? Are you interested in producing videos? My goal is the output goal. How many videos can I make on our channel for this next year? So exciting, Dan, that you guys are launching that program. I want to encourage anyone that wants to take YouTube seriously. You might be looking at that $100 and think, I don't know. Well, let me tell you, if you stop watching Netflix, if you get rid of Disney Plus, you can make your YouTube dreams happen, because where you focus is where your future goes. So really exciting for that project for you guys.
Link Mazing says 200 subs.
Mm-hmm.
NSTV stuff 100. I'm guessing subscribers. We have here, let's see, I'm seeing a lot of different goals here. 1,000 subscribers for Speed and Shine TV. Let's see, more subscribers. Subscribers coming up over and over and over again. Look at that. My goal is to make good content and for fun. Nice. See, and that's totally valid as well. 500 subscribers. Almost at 100 subscribers. Congratulations, Chyler. So the last thing I'm going to say about this before we get into audits is $99 a month may sound like a chunk of change. But if you're serious about YouTube, especially if you're looking to start a business, consider the costs of starting a brick and mortar, right? A pizza place. Think about renting out the space. Think about the equipment you're going to need to buy or rent to make the food. Think about actually buying the raw materials to make the food, the marketing you're going to need to do. We're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just to get started. Or if you're someone who's interested in YouTube, you can spend, as part of the startup cost for a YouTube channel, $99 a month, or do it a little bit later. Do it when you feel like I've got my channel set up and I'm in a place now where I want to take this next step. One way or another, this is here for you. Group coaching for a limited time, $99 a month, and you get some extremely valuable access to some very, very talented coaches, as well as peers that are doing this just like you. All right. So thank you for sharing your goals. Hello to all of you. Thank you for being here for the last Channel Out live stream of 2021. Let's get into it. Let's show you how this live stream works for anyone who's new. It's only going to take 1 minute to explain.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this.
And with that, it's time to take the first channel that managed to submit on the form when this live stream was published. The very first channel on our general channel form was Art with Hands, and it's not on the screen, but now it is. There it is. They are about to hit 200 subscribers on YouTube, so congratulations to you. Their value proposition seems to be DIY clay crafts, which is nice and clear. We know exactly what this channel is about at first glance. So that's, other than that, I haven't looked too deeply at this channel. So let's scroll through. Let's kind of see what we're looking at. I'm seeing, Heather, a lot of holiday thumbnails, a lot of prep went into the holidays, it looks like. In fact, just because of the season, where it almost looks like this channel only does crafts around the holidays, because everything's just so recent with Halloween, prior to Christmas and all the winter holidays. Let's see what we got going on. Tree sculpting, seeing pumpkins. What does it look like when they're not covering holidays?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say. I feel like this channel is very seasonal, which could be a good or bad thing. I mean, really, it is how you look at it, because if you're only doing seasonal content, one, you want to make sure you're posting your seasonal content like this channel did before the season, right? Like you actually want to be on the uptick of the trend. And it looks like this channel is very much in the seasonalness of riding that trend of the type of content that they're doing.
Yeah. What's interesting is there's spikes in views, and what I'm trying to do now is kind of look at the separate videos to determine what are the signals here. What are the signals? So when we see this video, 5-minute craft, create clay starfish in 5 minutes, we see clay starfish. The video is not very long, and it says 5 minutes craft, that's a little confusing because the video is half that length. And the other thing I'm seeing in almost every single title is this hand here. And I'm guessing, based on just this video alone, maybe all of these are supposed to represent 5 easy mushroom fairy house on canvas, maybe 5 glow in the dark decorations, 3 is that 53? I'm not really sure. What I'm getting at is I think the hand is throwing me a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have
I'm
one
seeing
here
that as like a market. It's almost like a branding trend that they're using for it.
Yeah. I might, if I was looking to test different things and trying to suggest improvements for this channel or things to try out, I might get rid of these hands just to see if it changes anything. Because if it was a waving emoji, or sometimes for live streams, people use the red dot in front of it or something like that, that's a little more clear. I guess what I'm missing here is like, is this supposed to represent the number 5, or is it like a wave? Or, I guess art with hands, it might be, like you said, the branding, it might literally just be that. I might be overthinking this, but without knowing your channel name, it might be kind of confusing. Mm-hmm. So just something to look at. The other thing I would see is, what is it about this video right here that got it to 1,000 views 2 months ago? So quick and easy gingerbread men ornament. So it's just before Christmas. It's 2 months ago. And you're saying it's quick and easy. It looks adorable. Why didn't the next one, the hanging wall decoration, not do nearly the views? Christmas wall hanging decoration. Maybe hanging wall decorations are not as like popular. Mm-hmm. Or perhaps the part of the reason is the title is truncated with polymer clay. So we don't really know what it's made out of until we kind of reveal that truncated bit. Mm-hmm. So there could be a few different things to try with titles, because this title, quick and easy gingerbread men ornament, I don't even need to know what the rest of this says. And it's okay that it's there. It says polymer clay, but I already know I'm going to learn how to make this ornament. It's very clear. Christmas wall hanging decoration with, I lost it, So there could be just some nuances in the titling and the thumbnails that could use some improving.
Yeah, and I'm also seeing, when I looked at the same thing, why did this one get 1,000 views and the next one didn't, or the one after that? And I can tell you, this is a really great way to start a title. Quick and easy is a really great way to do a title. And I also think because you also use Christmas ornaments with polymer clay, I'll bet that's a really good keyword title that you're missing on the next one. So you have the next one, which is Christmas wall hanging decorations with polymer clay. I don't know if people are searching wall hanging decoration, but I definitely know that people are searching for ornaments, Christmas ornaments. Mm-hmm. That's more of a trend than the other one. But quick and easy, guys, if you've not made a quick and easy video yet, that is a great way to start a title.
I think the last thing I'll say about this, based on something you just said, I think I need to coin a term for this, because it's something I'm noticing on YouTube a lot. Like when there's kind of a disconnect, right? You make this video and it's a helpful video, and anyone interested in these types of decorations would absolutely love to have a hanging wall decoration. The problem might be that because hanging wall decoration isn't necessarily a search term, as you said, there's a disconnect there. So what you need to do as the creator is you can make the same exact video, but in the title and thumbnail, you have to ignore the bit about wall hanging decoration that might be a little too niche for your audience. And you just need to call it a decoration. That's kind of where you start. Like, this is a Christmas decoration. Don't worry about how you decorate with it, because I'm not looking for that. So your goal as the creator is to make me care about this type of decoration. I haven't even thought about hanging these types of ornaments on my walls. So that's what you're there to show me. So there hopefully that was a good way of explaining that.
Yeah, no, I completely see it. And the way I look at it too, Dan, is, you've got, if you're on YouTube, you need to play the game of YouTube. And one of the big rules of YouTube is that you need your title and your topic to align with what the audience actually wants to watch. I know it's YouTube and you can make whatever you want, but if you're serious about growing your channel, you actually do need to play the game of YouTube. And so before you even make your videos, the first thing I suggest is actually researching the titles that are popular that will get you in front of the right audience. That's actually the first thing to do. So not that you can't make sculpting a Xmas teddy bear, not that you can't make that. That doesn't mean you can't make that. It's just that that's probably not the best thing to put on YouTube if the goal is growing your channel, right? That's the disconnect that Dan's talking about, is that sculpting an Xmas teddy bear or DIY wall hanging decorations, that's too small and people probably aren't actually looking. That's not a need that someone has. So you want to go after the needs first and then fill in the wants later on as your channel grows more and more.
Absolutely. Another one here, 5 easy air dry clay Christmas crafts. So this is like super niche to me. You need to be into air drying clay and then looking to make Christmas crafts with it. Or I think a better approach to this would have been to ignore the air dry clay part, because you can get into the video and people see what you're using. You're basically saying, so this is air dry clay. And what that means is I don't need a kiln to fire it and get it ready. It's great. You can get it in the link below, and then now you have an affiliate link plug. So there's a lot of different ways you could do that. And I think you're putting maybe too much valuable information in the title, but information that people don't really know is valuable. Therefore, they're not looking for it. So I hope all that made sense. And thank you for submitting your channel. Congrats. I'm assuming you've probably hit 200. Oh, 204. Congrats on 200 subscribers. And best of luck to you. And now we'll look at the first gaming channel. We have a gaming form separate from our general channel form because we get so many gaming submissions every week. And the first channel to submit was Citron Z Overlord. They are approaching 4,000 subscribers, which is awesome to see, especially as a gaming channel. Congrats to you. Let's take a look at some of the things they are doing. I'm seeing a couple titles and I'm like, oop, I don't necessarily love that title for the live stream. But looking past that, so we see a lot of subscribers here. Now it leads me to the question, what is it that broke out your channel? Aha. Okay. Here it is. PVZ, I'm guessing Guild Wars 2, new character unlocked. Torchwood something. It might not be Guild Wars 2. That doesn't look like Guild Wars to me. Player versus zombies. Okay. That's probably garden something. I don't know. I bet you that's player versus zombies.
Yeah.
Plants versus zombies.
Plants versus zombies.
Too many games. Players versus zombies doesn't make any sense. Okay. So you went on a run with this game, and 4 or 5 years ago, you were killing it in this space. And as time went on, it looked like the interest in this game slowly started to die down. We just see it in the views here. All of your top videos are all Plants versus Zombies, but the views, it gets a little more deflated every single upload, to the point where now you're thinking, what else is there? Is there another game I can play? What is it I can do? I highly recommend checking out the channel here at vidIQ on January 3rd, because we might just have the video for you and anyone in the situation. But what I will say as a little teaser to that video is that the next step when you get into this situation is to go out and find the games that are similar to this game. Because if you're looking to pivot your channel, as this creator obviously was, given their more recent content, has nothing to do with the previous trend. There obviously, I think, is a disconnect between Plants versus Zombies and Undertale. The audience of those two things just didn't jive, and now the folks who subscribed back in the day for that other content They didn't click on these more recent videos. Therefore, YouTube stopped recommending your channel to them because every single time you uploaded and they put it in front of them, they didn't click, which effectively means you're starting over. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But now the question is, when you're covering Undertale, what is it about this game? Like, is this game still popular? And I'm genuinely asking. I don't really know, as someone who doesn't play this game. That's for you to kind of figure out. Is this game still popular? And if it is, what are the types of videos in the space that are doing very well? And that's the kind of thing you need to go for and target and replicate. Deltarune is on here. Also, the question is this game, this kind of looks like an older game. I'm not really sure. Is this game something that people are actively playing today? Only as a couple of months ago were you making Deltarune videos. So I do think you're in territory now where it's time to, if you're not already, it's time to look at your channel and go, this is a new channel now. The other bit of advice I have, and I'll see if, sorry, Heather, if you want to jump in. The other bit of advice I have for you is, if those videos, those plant versus zombie videos, are still to this day bringing people in, new people, and you have zero intention of going back to those videos, you've a choice to make. You can either unlist those videos and maybe just put them in a playlist so people can still find them on your like homepage, for example. You can unlist them, put them in a playlist and call it like Citron Z Overlord's legacy content, you know, and they're just kind of there, right? Or you could start a new channel and leave those videos. Maybe you're making a little bit of money off of them still. Maybe some ad revenues coming in. You just never know. So maybe you make a different channel and you start fresh. The reason I give this advice is because if people are subscribing today for Plant vs. Zombie content and you're not making it anymore, what you're doing is burning through those subscribers really fast. You're presenting them videos that they didn't subscribe for as your new content. YouTube loves recent content, and they're like, people aren't clicking this. And therefore, those subscribers also become what we would call a dead subscriber. So those are my initial thoughts here. Heather, anything jump out to you?
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Dan. I was going to say, if you are switching your niche, which is fine to do, however, you are sending mixed signals to YouTube. And so you're basically like starting out in the mud. Like you're trying to run and you're in the mud because you're still that mud on your shoes is from your old videos. And so if you want to start clean, there was a while ago, Dan, where we used to give the advice of like, just don't start a new channel, make content on your original channel, all those things. YouTube has changed. And so as YouTube has changed, we also, again, need to play the game of YouTube. And YouTube would rather have a fresh new channel that they know where to send people. They know what type of content this is, whatever that looks like for you. So if you are going to switch niches, you can still be bringing in income from that other channel and start a new channel and have the income coming from there as well. So if you feel like, gosh, I've already put all this on this channel, you can start afresh, you can start anew, and YouTube actually can reward you for that to the right people that you want to go to. My advice to Dan also was, my thing about the gaming space and gaming channel specifically is that you still do have to follow the trends of gaming. And if you are just playing a game because you want to, and it's your hobby, then don't align your goals with what other people are doing in the space of gaming if your video game that you're playing or the things you're interested in are not as popular as other things are. So it really is this catch-22 of you have to decide, are you on YouTube because you love it, you want to just play the game, it's fun, and that's what you love to do as a hobby, or are you wanting to be serious about this? If you want to be serious, then you have to be disciplined in some of the things that you choose to do. I want to make videos on a lot of other things that I don't make videos on. Why?
Right.
Because that's not my business. My business on YouTube is to talk about these particular things that are popular, that are search-based, that people can find us for so that our business can grow. Other videos that I want to make on RVing or Australian dogs or whatever that is not stuff I'm creating because it's not going towards the same goals. So I hope that helps and gives a little bit of advice. But YouTube has changed. So it's okay to start a new channel. Just don't try and run multiple channels at the same time. That would be the advice I would give.
I love that. And I love how you mentioned having things you'd like to cover that you just simply don't have time to cover. And I've always told gaming channels, I like a lot of games too. And I used to try and make content around everything I played. Then I decided I'm going to play these other games for me. These are games in my free time. And that actually, it worked. it helped me get my head on right because I was taking proper breaks from YouTube. And I got to play these games that I love anyway. It just wasn't for an audience. But when I was uploading them to a channel where it had nothing to do with the game that people subscribe for, it also wasn't for an audience.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next channel. It is Rue Equestrian.
Yes, and I am excited for this channel, Dan, because they just started. So 3 months ago, uploaded almost 20 videos, if I'm counting correctly, 5, 10, 15. Yeah, so almost 20 videos. And I'm excited for this because actually equestrian and farming and animal style channels are on the rise on YouTube. So this is a growing niche to be in on YouTube specifically. There's been a lot of content not related to this on the platform itself. And so it's exciting to see someone that is good at what they do, right? So do you have the receipts? Do you know how to do the thing? Yes, this person obviously knows how to ride horses. But my channel audit is actually a couple things. One is in your thumbnails. Your thumbnails right now, you're just getting started, which is fine, but there's no necessary consistency in the branding of what you're doing. Some of them have multiple pictures on them that are quite small, like the equine edit for my time. So that's like, that one has a very small images. You can't see that on an iPhone or an Android. You can't see those images. And then some of your thumbnails have way too many words. So here's the rule for thumbnails. You want about max three main things that your eyes see. One can be a word, one can be an image, and one should be some type of expression as to what is happening. It needs to tell a story. So seeing like the one that says GoPro lesson on my horse, I'm not actually catching a vision for what this is about. I probably would want to see a picture of the horse, or you on the horse, or you with a GoPro or something like that to give me a little bit more understanding about what I'm going to see. Or maybe this is a screen grab from that riding lesson. Was there something more interesting other than just the dirt on the ground, right? Like there's more that you could pull from, but be thinking about the story that you're telling with your channel. Another thing too is I went through and I looked at some of your videos, and you're not really doing any voiceovers. So I want to really recommend that your music choice matters. Music tells a story when you are on YouTube. And so you want to make sure that the music is matching the story that you're telling. And you can do that through YouTube has a great library. You can do that through Epidemic Sound. There's so many different options for that. But I would say great job at getting started. Great job at picking a niche and staying in it. And now it's really trying to find your footing into the type of content that you want to create. So I picked this channel too, Dan, because it is a newer channel, 64 subscribers. And this is, I think, one of the fun parts about YouTube is that you get to experiment in this phase. Like you get to experiment when quote unquote no one's watching, so that you can get better and better at making these types of videos. So congratulations. Some of your videos I saw 144 views, 222 views. So great job on that. I would be researching more on your titles as well. So having something that says equine edit, that no one's searching for that. So maybe it's first person point of view horseback riding. I don't know what the different things are, but there's other ways that you could title those videos. So that is just a few of my pieces of your channel audit.
Yes. So Ruru Equestrian, thank you so much for submitting. I was also looking here. Heather, I think you covered everything already that I would have said. And just for what I will point out to everybody else is for 4 months on YouTube, there's a lot of content here and there's a lot of views, coming just starting from zero. There's a lot of views here, which means you're starting already to build up some data. So that's going to help you determine what content to make next as data keeps rolling in from the videos you've already made and the videos you continue to make. But I will say that, yeah, you've pointed out the thumbnails. It looks like as of the latest video from today, the thumbnails are only starting to get more complicated in terms of elements and things you're trying to point the viewer's attention to. I think right here, like the entire thumbnail should have just been broken GoPro. I'm trying to show you guys, sorry. Broken GoPro and an arrow pointing to the horse, but the whole thing takes up way more of the frame, And that already is starting to give me signals in my brain. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they're using a GoPro on a horse, but it broke. Yet there's still a video. There's still a story to tell here, and that's interesting to me. And then the title is about the second lesson on Goldie, which is a bit different than Broken GoPro. So you also want to make sure the title and the thumbnail kind of have a relationship of some kind. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for submitting. Thank you for being here. We'll move on to the next channel. And this is the Atlanta Flippers. ATL, assuming it's Atlanta. Husband and wife, full-time resellers, thrifting and flipping. So I'm seeing already a lot of cool things here. It looks like eBay. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm guessing it's another online, I want to say retailer, but that might not be the case, where people sell things, basically. So you're buying things from Goodwill, places like that, thrifting, and then turning them around and selling them. So let's take a look here at the Atlanta Flippers. I like these titles. I like how exciting these are. Cha-ching. These thrift store items make us six what? 6 something. 6 figures a year.
Oh, I would have put that first.
Yep. That is when you flip the title completely. 6 figures a year from these thrift store items. Cha-ching. Completely. I would go back. This video is only 10 days old. I would go back and literally change that title. And the thumbnail's not bad. I do want to talk about these thumbnails though, because there are a couple of things that are making it a little bit hard to see. So the text you're using, the font itself, I'm going to really pick this apart. The font itself is good. I just want to focus on this video right now because a lot of these are similar. The font itself is good. I think the green glow makes it blend a little too much with the background. I would have done like a black stroke, just something to really make it pop, you know? You have the arrow pointing at this hat. So I feel like there's some significance here, but because there's so many things to focus on, it almost gets lost. You have this border here that's taking, you know, valuable real estate when you consider how much more you could probably fit. The arrow is kind of blending in with the border. I know it's a little silly thing, but I don't love borders on thumbnails. It's just a personal preference now. I don't love it. I know a lot of people use it for branding. The red background is kind of stark. It's kind of flat. I think the little dollar bills aren't saturated or anything. Like you imagine money, you imagine green. So I would have liked to see those kind of popping off maybe like a blurry background or something like that. I think this maybe they've done their research. Maybe that in the thrifting niche, these thumbnails are right on brand, in which case ignore me. Let's see. eBay selling. Let me just try this real quick. See, I'm thinking this is kind of where you want to be. You're selling on eBay is a little bit different. How about eBay flipping?
Yeah.
Even better. So here's a haul that somebody got from Goodwill. Here's a guy holding a whole bunch of money. Very simple thumbnail, 10 used items worth. I don't even need to know how much that is. I know it's a lot. eBay 101 for beginners. They're at Ross. It's a little confusing, but it didn't seem to matter. It's from 2 years ago, and they have almost 1 million views. I think they're happy with that. Is flipping on eBay worth it? You could be doing videos like this as well. So I'm already getting ideas for this channel. I kind of want to start one of these now, just because I'm getting really excited by these titles and thumbnails. Let's see, go back to the channel we were at. Did I open a new tab? Yes, no, I didn't. Okay. So let's go back to videos. Titles and thumbnails, I think for this channel are going to be everything. Not to focus too much on any negatives. I mean, look what they are doing. Do you see this? They're already doing fantastic. How long have they been here? Okay, so they've been at it for about 10 months on YouTube. And I gotta say, I kind of like your old thumbnail style better. I mean, they're just bags, so it's kind of hard to tell what it is you got, but I like this concept. I like just one of you there with a whole bunch of stuff. This is what, like, this next video is 1,000 views, $1,400 on eBay this weekend, and holy cow.
Yeah.
Look at all that. Like, not a very long video. You're a new creator. I don't have a long commitment here to see what this is all about, and I'm in. You know, I'm clicking on that video. So these are just some of the things people need to have. These signals go off in their brain the second they see this. People don't wait very long to look at a title in the thumbnail before they make that decision to skip your video or click on it. Anything jumping out to you here, Heather, before we move on?
Yeah, this falls into what I call like the sensational YouTube kind of content creation. And I don't want you to miss what Dan just typed into the search bar. He typed in eBay selling, and your thumbnails actually aren't showing me eBay at all, right? And so that also can help tell the story. So be thinking about more and more about telling the story of your videos. And I think also studying your analytics, especially in this type of niche, you're going to start to see the trends that really matter in your niche. And so I would look at, what are my videos every quarter? I would look at the videos you posted and I would say, what videos got the most views? What videos got the most average view duration, right? And what videos got the best click-through rate? And really study those videos, because you can start to hone in on where your and where is my search traffic coming from? Is it suggested? Is it search? What does that look like? I would take those 4 keys and I would be looking at that so that you can start creating that same type of content, right? And I know it can feel like I already kind of created that. It's okay. Every new video is a new opportunity to reach a new person. So be thinking about over and over what ones are actually winning on my channel. And I see that you are using the cha-ching several times. So that might be something that becomes part of your channel. Like that could be maybe something you're saying, or the cha-ching, the noise that happens. I'm not sure what that looks like, but I would be just thinking more and more about maybe I'm seeing shoes also as a trend on here as well. When I was looking at some of the analytics, maybe you actually focus more of your videos on the shoe game rather than, jerseys or hats or whatever the other pieces were. But I think that you're doing a great job. I also wanted to point out, Dan, that I do love that in their photos, there's a lot of expression, and that tells a story. If there's one thing I want you to hear from me going into this next year, it's going to be about being the best storyteller. That's what's going to win on YouTube in 2022, is being a great storyteller. So from start to finish, for those 8 minutes, for those 7 minutes, the story starts with your title and your thumbnail. Okay. That's where it's going to start. So be thinking more and more about, how am I telling a story from when someone sees it, clicking on it, all the way through that video.
Yeah. There's so much here, so many positive signals, and I think so many little changes, little adjustments this channel could make to get to a whole new level. Like this one here, this one item sells for over $400 on eBay, and you have this expression and you got the $400 there. The one thing that's missing is a tease of the item, and I think instead of it could have been you holding the item and with $400 stamped over it, or something to just kind of tease. Like, I know you're trying to kind of bury the lead a little bit to get that click, but when people kind of know what they're getting into, it's easier for them to make that decision. Like, wait, I think I know what that is. And they click on the video because they're like, I didn't realize it was worth this much. Just as a vague example. But a lot of positive signals here. And the other thing I'll say is, I really respect that to do this, to make money already without YouTube being involved, is a lot of its own research. A lot of its own time gets sunk into this. So I completely respect that, you're doing 2 jobs at once here by getting into flipping and then trying to make YouTube content out of it. So, for juggling those 2 things and then whatever else you have going on in life, like, I think
there's a family in there too, Dan. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So congratulations and best of luck. The San Francisco Giants recap.
Yes. Now
I'm yours.
Yes, this is one of mine. And one of the reasons why I thought this was a really great channel to pick is because, again, this is such a great niche to be in. Sports is a great niche to be in. And especially by choosing a team is a really great way to stand out on the platform. Now, a couple things that I want to say is, one, I love that you're using the branding of the Giants, which is smart, right? It's really bright, it makes sense. Viewing through some of the videos that you were creating, I saw that you were doing a lot of voiceover type videos, pulling clips from other channels or from other games and things like that. And so I want to make sure that you know that is a great strategy, but you want to make sure, if you're doing those voiceovers, that you are engaging. And sometimes it can be scary, right? To be thinking about, my voice is going to be on YouTube. Oh my goodness, what does this look like? You still want to make sure that there's inflection in your voice. I would study actually voiceovers if you're going to be a voiceover channel, because there are certain things that keep people moving throughout your videos. Another thing that I liked about this channel was that you're doing a lot of different types of content on the channel. However, this is where people start to they can start to see their views. Like, how come I'm only getting 51 views? Well, if we look at what you're making your topic about, it may not be something that people are interested in. So as someone who is a sports fan myself, I want you to be thinking about what is the competition on other channels doing on other teams. So I want you to study competition, not necessarily with your own sports channel, but with other sports type channels. What type of content are they covering? What are people searching for when it comes to this type of content? You're also bouncing between baseball cards and baseball content, which is actually two separate things. So even though you're putting it on the same channel, it is actually two separate niches that you're combining under the umbrella of the team, which I would recommend not doing. I would recommend you either choose that you're going to be a channel that is quote unquote entertainment based or education based, where you're talking about the team, the members, the stats and all those things, or you're talking about the cards and the value and things like that. Those are actually two different types of content. And see this here, this is exactly what I wanted to show is look at this, game highlights, huge, nice clean thumbnails. When I look at the thumbnails you're doing, there's a lot happening, and I want you to be telling the story in one clip. You'll notice there's only 3 things that you're focused when you look at, and that's MLB. Study the greats, study what the big channels are doing, and adopt it for what you can do on your own channel.
Absolutely. I think just from looking at the different thumbnails and titles of both the baseball cards and the actual highlights, there's a lot you can kind of learn from that. I think the one thing you need to keep in mind is that these organizations have their own channels already, right? Like we just saw the top results. You're competing with these folks. You're competing with San Francisco Giants. You're competing with the MLB. And I guess the question you kind of need to ask yourself as you continue to make videos and as you kind of hone this in is, why would someone watch my videos alongside watching videos from San Francisco Giants themselves? It's almost not enough to simply recap something if they're willing to put up highlights. And they can do it because they have all the footage. They have access to everything. It's their team. So it's a lot easier for them to pump this content out as much as they want. And they have all the production and the massive teams behind them. So you're almost like competing with them in a way. And you want to be making sure that your content is alongside theirs in recommended as people are watching that. And you're giving more in-depth breakdowns, perhaps, or whatever it is you're passionate about, however you want to cover this team and what they're doing. I think the focus is there. I think it's great that you're covering a specific team. But why should I watch your videos when San Francisco Giants are producing what are probably very similar videos? Mm-hmm. So there is a bit of a disconnect there, and I think that's the next question, is finding that target demographic. Who is the audience for this particular channel?
Mm-hmm. And Dan, a lot of people do this, especially like in the political space. They'll review something and then they'll give their commentary on it. So I would encourage you that if you're trying to make a faceless voiceover channel, that's fine, but you have to take exactly what Dan just said into account. I would actually want to challenge you to put your own spin on it. What's your commentary about the players or who they just drafted, or, oh man, how that one play in that game, and then you talk about it, and whatever that could look like. You need to stand out from the crowd. And right now you are blending in with other things that are happening. So figure out what is your unique selling point on this channel that will make you be the channel that people want to also listen to as well.
100%. So if you're not following us on Twitter, I'd highly recommend it, because every so often, especially if you're interested in channel audits, we give you an opportunity to get an audit from Twitter. And this week, our social media manager, Dan, put up this question: what will you do to help others in 2022? The best answer wins a channel audit. And our winner today is Todd White. Their answer was, I'm going to use my YouTube channel to teach others about getting started in video, audio, and lighting. Tons of value there, by the way. I'll also keep teaching classes at my local camera store, which is really cool. So you have like additional access. Like you have access to a whole camera store in your teaching. That's just so cool. Looking for opportunities to share the knowledge I've been blessed with. I've been blessed to gain over the past few years of my career. And the channel in question is right here, Todd White. They have 223 subscribers. Their value proposition is education, techniques, reviews, a practical approach to filming and photography. Mm-hmm. So let's take a look here. It looks like they are experimenting with YouTube Shorts, which is always good to see. The prime lens you've been waiting for, Lumix 35 millimeter. Okay. And it looks like they're covering some of the Lumix lenses in general.
Mm-hmm.
Let's connect on YouTube. I'm not sure what that is. It almost sounds like a live stream title, but it's 48 seconds. I'm not sure. And I would say you're doing a lot with Lumix products.
Mm-hmm.
Heather, I mean, Think Media covers lenses and cameras and lighting, all this stuff. You're the masters at this. What am I even doing talking out loud right now? What's jumping out at you?
I know, Dan, you're an expert in your own right, especially reviewed hundreds of channels. So you're already seeing what I'm seeing. And that is, one, I think that, reviewing what you have is always a great way to start when you're starting a review style channel. A couple things though, Luminix, great company, but that is also a niche within a niche too. So I would be thinking about this. If someone's coming to YouTube, they have a problem because they want to shoot a certain way. They want to get a blurry background. They want to get close-up images. They want to have a cool photography studio, whatever that is. They don't know what they don't know. So they wouldn't know that they need a 24 millimeter 1.8 lens. They don't know those terms. That's what we know as the expert. They're putting it into language. And I'm sure you know this, Todd, from teaching your camera classes, that they'll say things like, yeah, but I just want my videos to look good. How the video title you should be using is how to make your videos look good. 3 tips, or how to make your videos look good with one lens. Then you recommend that lens. Now that can be one of the search topics, that's fine. But if you notice what we do on Think Media, we go for the big things first. Canon, Sony, people know kind of what they want in terms of a camera, but we'd say like the one lens you need for your Sony camera or something like that, that helps a little bit more. Now, I think when you look at what is winning on your channel, the prime lens you've been waiting for, that's right there. One, they may not even know what a prime lens is. That even still is a very pro-ish term that you're talking about. So I would be taking these classes that you're doing right now, and I would be writing down the problems. What are the actual problems people are saying? I can't get my camera to do X. I can't figure out how to do Y. Whatever those are the videos that you want to start making. And I understand, as someone who geeks out on this and is a part of a company where this is our job, I want to talk expert. I need to talk beginner. And so that's where I want to encourage you that you are an expert. I can already tell just from just seeing what your thumbnails are like and a little bit of your videos. You've got to talk to beginners, not other experts on the platform.
Yeah, and I think Todd is uniquely positioned here, being somebody who is like in that education space as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be, I would assume, a pretty easy switch to make when titling your videos, when looking to figure out the right packaging for your videos. I still think there is a place for this type of content where you're simply just covering very specific product and you're giving the tech specs of it. But I think there's 2 different approaches. You could take this one lens and make at least 2 different videos with it based on what Heather's saying. You can make one about how this is like the lens for you, or what's the benefit of that lens. I mean, you got a nice blurry background there. A lot of people, especially beginners, don't really know how to do that. So now you're targeting those types of keywords. Meanwhile, you have another video, a little bit different, but it's reviewing the lens for those people who are at the next level. So you can do both in the same space. Or, I mean, since you're already, somebody who's looking to continue educating as part of a business strategy, maybe those videos live in a separate program, and that becomes like another revenue stream for you down the road. There's a lot of different approaches you can take here, but I think just for being, it looks like about a year ago you had some things going on, but just for kind of coming back to YouTube, I think these are some pretty decent views in the last couple months, to kind of get you started. But yeah, love that advice, Heather. And I think the next thing Todd needs to do is be, I think, a little more consistent. Because it's been a month since your last upload, and it was kind of a YouTube short you're testing out. Sit down after considering the different titles and thumbnails you want to do, and come up with a content strategy for the new year. Try and figure out how many videos can I afford to make given the time that I have. How many videos can I make every single month, and then commit to that frequency, while also applying the other advice we gave today.
Yeah, last thing I would say too, Dan, I actually do like that he's starting with shorter videos. And I
Yes.
think that is a really good strategy that maybe, in the research, the Lumix 24 1.8 lens had videos that were 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long. And he's like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to make this shorter video. This is why researching before you press record is so critical, because if you're going to put the time and the energy into making these videos, you want to set yourself up for as much success as you can have. And so I don't know if that's a strategy he's doing because of time restraints, or if it's a strategy he's doing because he wants to make videos that are quick, simple, and easy. That is a strategy that you can take and run with for any type of channel.
100%. We're going to go to the next channel. Todd, best of luck. Thank you for submitting on Twitter. Tech Troublemaker. All right. We have 217 subscribers here for Tech Troublemaker. And we're just going to look and see what is going on. So they've been doing Vlogmas. People still do Vlogmas. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Dan, I have to ask, what is your opinion on Vlogmas?
Okay, so I've never participated in this. So from a very disconnected perspective, this is when you vlog every day leading up to Christmas. And I'm guessing you're just covering anything and everything, right? That you're just talking. You're just literally the goal is to pick up a camera. It's kind of a challenge. I think it would be great for a certain type of channel to participate in that. But I think you've just touched on a nerve with me, because this is going to be my entire focus now with this channel. As a tech content creator, Tech Troublemaker, assuming it's supposed to be a tech channel still, as a tech content creator, what are the Vlogmas videos doing in terms of who are they targeting? Who are these for? Is my question. So it looks like they were even live streamed, which is very interesting. These could be edited down versions of a long live stream, or maybe they literally just live stream and they don't edit. They just turn on that's how they record their content. It could be one or the other. Where does the tech come in other than the name of your channel in the thumbnail, Tech Troublemaker? That's kind of the disconnect for me. So to answer your question, Heather, I don't necessarily love Vlogmas for this type of channel. I think if you're going to do it, it needs to relate to your audience. If people are subscribing to you for your expertise on tech and you're going to do Vlogmas, then it should relate to the tech you generally cover every single day. What about you? What do you think? I've never participated in this practice.
I have not participated either because I don't like to do things that'll burn me out. And just the idea of Vlogmas feels so overwhelming. And I would rather do quality versus quantity when it comes to the work that I do. And I think that Vlogmas, don't hate me, people. It's okay. It's okay. I think it is a major distraction from actually growing your channel. I think that when you're like, I'm just going to post a video every day, you just threw out all the strategy that goes along with YouTube. And I don't think that is smart. Now, someone like my friend Catherine Manning, who did Vlogmas on her vlog channel, which makes sense because that's what she was doing. It is a huge undertaking, but she mapped out what was the topic for every day. Like, she actually had a full strategy going into it. She had certain segments that were pieces of it. She had it sponsored, so she had different ad revenue coming in from it. So it was definitely a strategy in her business on her vlog channel. It wasn't just something she did. And I think that it becomes 30 days of almost feelings of defeat. If you weren't able to complete it, you're like, geez, I tried something and I couldn't do it. And you're like, YouTube sucks. I'm not doing YouTube. And I'm like, no. YouTube is great. Vlogmas is its own thing. And you don't have to participate in it in order to grow your channel. So I think for me personally, I would wish that more creators stepped away from the fun things and actually did the work of the strategy and the keyword research and the, and really understanding how YouTube works. And then later on, when you're a few years in and you've got an audience that cares, go into something like Vlogmas. But this channel, Dan, I am quite confused at the name and the content that's being delivered here.
Yes. And just one last comment about Vlogmas. These videos, for all we know, could be jam-packed with tech content value. Maybe while you're streaming, you are still talking about the bread and butter of the channel. We just don't get that from the title. I would almost suggest, if you're really passionate about doing this kind of content and I agree with everything you said, Heather, but if this particular creator is like, no, but I love Vlogmas.
Yeah.
Maybe don't call the videos Vlogmas.
Mhm.
Put that in the description if it needs to be anywhere, but do the challenge without drawing attention to the trend of Vlogmas, because I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know if people are actively going to the search bar and typing the word Vlogmas in and then hoping to find new channels they've never heard of before. I think a few creators who kind of like coined this and made it a thing are going to get a lot of the share of the search term Vlogmas.
Mhm.
And your goal as somebody who's jumping on that trend is to find a way to do it that makes sense for your audience. And I think for you, you really got to focus on the tech aspect of your channel if you are going to remain a tech channel. I see elements here. I see a little USB symbol. I see a power button. I see Tech Troublemaker. So there's still a shred of the channel's value proposition in there. But we're not like Vlogmas. What about it? What about you? What about your audience? So I think that's the main advice here. Because everything
I
else.
loved what you just said, Dan. That was key because he said, you guys told me to do Vlogmas. No, the idea of Vlogmas is creating a video every day and challenging yourself, but it's how you title and the topics that you're covering on those things. So you'll vlog day 5. It gives me no story as to what is the content behind that secret door number 1. I have no clue what's behind secret door number day 26. That's hard for me. But if you're like, no, I actually am covering the differences between this and that, actually title it that and make that the piece. Vlogmas is just the idea that you're producing videos every day. That is the concept of what it is, Tech Troublemaker. And you know what's great, Dan? He learned how to make a video every day. So that is something to be proud of, because it looks like you did all of Vlogmas.
Yes, I think for one thing, that's congratulations right there, because I've seen a lot of people drop out. I've seen at least tweets of people going, I was doing Vlogmas, but I decided to stop. So you completed the challenge, which is amazing. So congrats there, and you probably learned a lot while doing it, which is really cool. But yes, if vidIQ, let's say you're talking about daily ideas, for example, and the AI told you, hey, like, why don't you try out Vlogmas? And what I'm talking about here is this tool right here, Daily Ideas. We get ideas that sometimes don't necessarily work for our channel. It gives you 50 ideas a day, and it does sometimes. Some of the suggestions don't quite line up, and that's for you to decide whether you save or dismiss it, whether it's something you follow through with. Definitely check this out if you have vidIQ installed and you have your channel authenticated. You can see all the different ideas that right now are telling you, hey, like, this is a really hot topic right now, and maybe we should consider doing some of these. Promote your YouTube channel, YouTube subscribers without monetization ads on YouTube. I'm not sure what that means, so I might dismiss it. So it's okay to do that. It's okay to look at those ideas and go, maybe that doesn't fit for me, or in this case, inspiration for you. Vlogmas, hey, good idea. I can totally do like a video a day all through December. However, my audience isn't going to care about that. So it's up to you to kind of make that final call and say, how can I approach this? Other than Vlogmas, looking just real quick at some of the other things you do, there are, hints of more techie videos here. And I would be looking at this video from a month ago. Install Ubuntu on Parallels Desktop 17. There's a lot here, 471 views. I mean, this is the type of video I would be looking to make. And as part of Vlogmas, you're talking about the value maybe of some of your favorite tech, things like that. But your channel focus kind of left when these vlogs started, and now we're not sure what they're about, because they just say Yule Vlog and Vlogmas, and there's no draw there. So I do hope that helps. I know you're here in chat. I hope you're not frustrated with us, just based on the comment we pulled up. But yes, thank you for being here, and best of luck in the new year. Heather, jonesing for stocks. Tell us about jonesing for stocks.
Jonesing for stocks just got started, 17 subscribers. But here's what I wanted to pull up, Dan. Look at the views to subscriber ratio. Doing phenomenal in views to subscriber ratio when you're looking at this channel and actually just getting started. And I think this is really inspiring to think about as a new content creator. Actually, let us know in the comment section, how long have you been on YouTube? How long have you been creating videos on YouTube? Because we did a poll last week on our Think Media channel, and over 50% of people had not even started their YouTube channel. So I just want to congratulate this person. What is the name of this one again? Jonesing for Stocks, for getting started, for starting your YouTube channel. Such a great job. A couple things. One, this is another really fascinating and growing niche on YouTube. So this is a really incredible niche to be in. And what I would recommend you do is, and I don't think people do this enough, is actually study the videos that are working on your competitors' channel. So here's a couple things, jonesing for stocks, you've got to decide. Where are you planting your flag? Are you on more of like a Dave Ramsey side, or are you more on like a Robert Kiyosaki side? You got to figure out who your audience actually is, because depending on who your audience is will depend on the type of content that you're talking about. So investing 101 Robert Kiyosaki style is totally different than Dave Ramsey style. So that's number one, because as I was flipping through some of your videos, I couldn't tell who your audience quite was yet. And I get that you're just starting out, so you're just getting into this. I think that a couple things that I want to recommend is consistency in your thumbnails. Right now, the branding is all over the place. And so I would really recommend deciding on simplicity of text. So here's the easy ways to do branding. Colors, fonts, images are easy ways that you can choose to do branding in your thumbnail. Right now, you're definitely pulling from different pieces and starting to create different types of content. I would recommend that if you look at someone like Erica Kohlberg, or you look at, Erica Kohlberg would be a good example. She is in the finance niche as well. It should be K. There we go. Erica Kohlberg, blowing up on YouTube right now. Look at how clean, right? It's very clean. She's using the same font, same colors on the types of content that she's creating. And she's actually using her face in a lot of these thumbnails. But look at like the truth about Dogecoin. Dogecoin's huge, $1, right? Like there's different ways that you could be doing your thumbnails that don't necessarily have to do with I'm sorry, you don't have to put your face in them, but I would recommend doing something that is very cohesive on the branding of your channel. Also, you're hitting things like create an option watch list on Robinhood. Robinhood is riding the trend. So this is a really great way to get started on YouTube, is figuring out what are the 5 to 10 companies that you want to create videos around. And I would be going to vidIQ and searching, what are the top video ideas I could make around Robinhood? I don't know if a watch list is one of those or not. So I would search Robinhood. Robinhood investing for beginners. I'd make that. Option trading, investing, crypto wallet, app, wallet. So like I would be making these videos because that is exactly what people are searching for. You're riding the trend of the influencer. The influencer is Robinhood. So what are the 5 to 10 influencers or companies you can ride that trend with in order to start establishing yourself in this niche particularly? We do this here at Think Media with companies like Canon and Sony and StreamYard and vidIQ. We ride the trend, right? Yep. And so we're choosing companies that people are searching for, and we're making content around that. Why? Because they know the company, they don't know you. But if you become the person that helps them, they gain know, like, and trust with you along the way. So I would say as a beginner channel, your views to content ratio are doing quite well. And I would see that Robinhood, as it's standing out as 300 views already in 8 days, I would make a ton of content around 5 to 10 companies just like this to be able to get your footing in the door in this niche.
The thing that's jumping out to me is the disconnect in the video types sometimes. And it's okay to have different types of videos that are in the same niche, but I think the audience is kind of speaking for itself here. Learn to invest with only $100 a month. Hey, very valuable, very cool. Create an options watch list on Robinhood. All right, interesting, nice, very valuable. The top investing plan for 2022. Okay, cool. I feel like I'm going to get a lot out of that. The top stocks politicians buy. Interesting, but where like you just hit people with these 3 really valuable videos that can help them save money, make money. This is really interesting as like a story you can tell, but it kind of feels like it should be on a different channel. It doesn't really work here. I know it was only a day ago, but it has 8 views compared to the video from almost a week ago, 51 views. It didn't quite do the same thing. So if people feel like they're going to get something out of that video, in terms of your audience, it looks like your audience prefers these types of videos just at first glance. Or if there is a way that this relates to your audience, I would have titled it and maybe made a different thumbnail. What do the stocks that politicians buy have to do with me? Should I be buying those stocks? Or should I be avoiding those stocks? So keep these things in mind for the audience. Know exactly who this is for. Why, like maybe I'm a novice. Why do I need an options watch list on Robinhood? Are you making content for novices, or are you making content for people who are seasoned investors? And that's a huge difference in the way you title every single video. So keep all of that in mind. Of course, everything Heather said.
We're on a marathon, Dan. This is so much fun.
We're doing fantastic. Rob's going to be so proud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this. This looks like our Discord server. Let me tell you a little bit about our Discord server. It's linked down below if you'd like to join. It's full of YouTubers just like you. And this particular room we're looking at right now is the thumbnail room. People come in and they critique each other's titles and thumbnails day in and day out. And you have access to this 24/7. It is not a place where people dump their videos. Those people get their videos removed. But it is a place full of value that a lot of people are taking advantage of. We have thousands of members in there. So if you're looking for a whole group of YouTubers that are in the same boat that you are in and at all different stages of their journey, please check out our Discord. And what happens is when someone is being awesome, super helpful, we pluck them out at random and we audit their channels. And this week it is He Act Show. That is the channel we're looking at today. They are a first-person shooter. They make first-person shooter content. I know all of that from the channel banner.
Mm-hmm.
Had I had not read the channel banner, all I would have is this, and I'd be like, "Hi, show." I wouldn't know what the name is. So I appreciate this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
265 subscribers. Let's take a look at what they're up to these days. We're seeing some very interesting view counts here. They have a short with 3.4K views as of 4 days ago. Tactical sleep attack. Tactical sleeping grunts attack. We know it's Halo from the thumbnail. I'm guessing when you look at the short, it's also obvious it's Halo. So Halo didn't need to be in the title. That worked out very well for them. Totally excellent Halo Infinite sniper clips. Seems like totally excellent views on a totally excellent video. Where they're probably trying to figure out, what to do, how to grow is the long form content. It's not necessarily doing probably as well. And they're probably looking for tips on how to fix that, I would imagine. Let's see. Sorry,
yeah, I would also say, Dan, I'm not a gamer. I'm a marketer, and not that you can't be both, but I just choose one or the other. I feel like you have a lot of time. But I would say, are you? Is this true? Because I know you're a gamer, Dan. Are people in gaming in like subgroups in Discords and in Facebook groups and things like that? Great. I would say that is where I would get my ideas for videos. Hey, what's the next thing? What's the new thing? Where are you struggling? All those types of things. You can start to see when people are asking questions. If you know the answer to that question, you could maybe make a video on that. So that's a great way to start to get plugged into the community that can actually feed you the best video ideas to make.
Yes, I think one of the other places you could go are subreddit groups that are really popular with these particular games, because what I've found is there's a lot of video ideas hidden in things that people are upvoting and think are interesting. And it may not seem like it by just looking at a picture, but if you really look at what people saw in that image that made them upvote it, that made them comment on it, you can gain a lot of ideas as to where you can go with your content. So that's some of the idea generation I like to do when it comes to gaming channels. Discords, subreddits, all really good ways to do that. So when we look at the shorts and we see that you're getting really good views on these like clips of really action-packed things happening, it makes sense as to why the other content you're doing, such as free-to-play games, not that bad. It's an interesting concept, but it's just not it's not hitting home. The audience for the shorts is not converting, and that's okay. It's okay to have that happen. Now the question is, when you get to making your long-form videos, you have to appreciate that this audience is probably not going to click on them, but an audience may click on these. It just needs to be packaged a little bit differently. I think free-to-play games, not that bad, on a Halo channel, or what seems like a Halo channel, it makes me wonder, well, is this about Halo, or is this about a lot of different games? So maybe the better pitch would be Halo free-to-play. Is Halo free-to-play as bad as people say it is, or whatever? Just as an example off the top of my head. be a little more specific and straightforward with the titles and the thumbnails, because is free to play good for gamers, and then free to play games not that bad. It's kind of saying the same thing, but also saying nothing at the same time. I don't really know what games you're focused on, what niche, and this could depend on a lot of those different areas. So that's just, when I look at your long form content, that's the stuff that's jumping out to me. What I will say that's exciting about your channel is that you're doing all three. You're doing long form content, you're doing shorts, and you're doing live streaming, which means you're creating a channel that is perfect for a content ecosystem, whereby as you're live streaming, and maybe you're already doing this with your shorts, you have it set up in OBS or whatever you're using to stream to capture clips. On OBS, it's called a replay buffer. You can hit this button after presetting how long you want it to capture. And while you're live streaming, in the moment, you can capture nice high quality clips with the hit of a button on your keyboard or your stream deck, however you map it. And now you have this clip waiting for you. So when you're done with your live stream, you can go in and edit that into a short, or even just a shorter long form video, just a moment from the stream. And you want to edit it down. You want to make sure people watching it have the context, so they don't actually have to have been to the stream to get what's going on. But you'll notice that this is a great way to repurpose live streams. And if you make it clear that this was from a live stream, maybe in the description, now people are subscribing. They don't want to miss the next live stream. These live streams look like a lot of fun. They're action-packed. They're funny or whatever. So now they're coming back. They're subscribing from your shorts or your long-form videos to make sure they don't miss the other stuff going on your channel. So that is just a pro tip for folks who are live streaming and getting into shorts and other short-form bits of content.
I think that's great. I would say these thumbnails are amazing. I mean, they're big. I'm seeing consistency in them. I love that the font is large, really great imagery in the background. Love the play on the dark and the bright. So there's a lot of graphical things here that I think are really good. So
yeah,
kudos to you on creating really good thumbnails. Now it's what's behind door number one, which is the content that someone is really interested in. The topic is key.
Exactly. Yeah, I think your thumbnail game is strong. So it's going to come down to topics. Mm-hmm. Are people looking for a video where Master Chief is awesome and your reaction to it? I mean, it's what it seems like by the title. So what am I kind of getting out of this video? Each one of these videos would probably have done a whole lot better on its own had it just had a different packaging, a different title, something that makes a little more sense as to why I'm clicking on it. But you're doing a lot of really awesome things. I'd be very proud of this channel if I were you. And Halo Infinite just came out, so you're in early. So see what the other Halo content creators are doing and the path they're kind of paving before you, and see how you can follow it in your own style.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have a couple more pre-selected channels before we get into random selection. A little bit late on the random selection today. I do apologize, but we did have a lot to get through. And it is Knitting Patternista. This was one of your picks, Heather.
Yeah, Knitting Patternista, congratulations for getting started. Looks like you've been at this now for about 3 months. So congratulations on starting a YouTube channel into the holidays. That is a huge feat in and of itself. A lot of people would have waited until the new year. So I just want to congratulate you for getting started. Now, I wanted to do this channel. Dan, you actually just touched on it a little bit with the last one, is that when you are creating short form content and then you start creating long form content, you can see a disconnect in those types of viewers. And here's the thing, that is okay. It's okay, because you're actually serving two different audiences. So you have to think about you're now playing two games on YouTube when you are about that. And one of the other things I wanted to bring up is, because you're in the crafting space, I see this a lot, Dan, when it comes to construction, crafting, handcrafts, anything like that, where they're doing one project over several different videos. It becomes a series. And I want to talk about how to make the right types of serial content. And here, what I'm seeing already is day 1, day 2, day 3. And I want to just stop you there and say, please do not continue with titling your videos this way, because this is actually why playlists are important. You can put these different pieces in a playlist, and that becomes how your content is serial. And inside of your content, you can say, this is video number 1 of a 5-part series. I'll link down below. You actually verbally say those things, but each and every video is an opportunity for a new person to come to your channel. So if you title something day 2, Yarn Fairy, Christmas Yarn Fairy day 2, I've already missed day 1, and I don't know how to find day 1 because I don't know how to go into YouTube and do the thing because this showed up on my feed. And so I'm just going to scroll right past it. But if it was maybe like, if in this series, before you even start your series, you decide on day 1, I'm going to show the yarn that I'm using and the pattern I'm using. On day 2, I'm going to talk about the type of knitting that I'm doing, or how to do this simple knot for this thing. And I'm using this as my example, this Yarn Fairy. So be thinking about your series in more of single videos rather than day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, because that's just for your knowledge. That doesn't have to be for the knowledge of the viewer. So because you're just getting started, I just wanted to give you that warning that this type of content, while it can succeed on YouTube, it is very difficult to break through, and you'll spend all this time creating these videos, but they won't be titled correctly, and they won't be valuable for the viewer when they see day 26, or no, it's 12 days. So when they see day 9, they will feel like they've missed out, and they'll skip right past that video. So I just wanted to give you that. Congratulations on getting started. I think this is a really great opportunity space also for turning your YouTube channel into income, because I know several crafters who now are full-time on YouTube, artists, crafters, because they put in the work to find the right videos to make for their audience. So congratulations for getting started. What do you see, Dan? Anything particular?
I just love that you picked this out, because this is exactly what I've been trying to tell gaming channels for so long. Gaming channels love, especially when they first start out, love to make a series where it's episode 1, 2, 3, and so on. Episode 1 always generally does pretty good, and then every episode after that just falls flat on its face, each one doing worse than the last, because YouTube pushes episode 3. A bunch of your regular viewers watch episode 3. YouTube pushes it to some new people to test it out, and they're like, well, I already missed this boat, and they're not clicking on it, and I've been begging so many people, please don't title your videos this way. I mean, what about 12 days of vintage knitting? Like, I see Yarn Fairy in the thumbnail. Are you the Yarn Fairy? Are you making Yarn Fairy? Like, I'm not really sure. Is it going to look something like this image here? It's so hard to know what's kind of going on because of the title and the thumbnail. And they're repeating as well. So I could look at day 3 and assume I've already seen it, even though this is day 2 that I was thinking of, because the thumbnail is almost the same with a different background. So you probably have this already planned out, and you're probably you've got this stuff scheduled out. But I think Heather and I are encouraging you to go in and change this up a little bit. Change the titles and the thumbnails of all of those videos coming up soon, and tailor them to the new viewers that may find this content, because that's the goal. Every video you post, that should be the goal, is to reach somebody you've never reached before. So congratulations, though. I mean, this is a fantastic start for just 3 months on YouTube. And look back at some of the views, like almost 700 views on this video here. We want pockets, vintage inspo shorts, like knits with pockets. This is really interesting, and the thumbnail's great. It's a short, so it's a shame this thumbnail's so good. But can you make a long version of this? Can it show up in search? These are all questions I'd be asking myself. All right, we have one more pre-selected channel before we get into the random picks. I think you and I are both very excited about this one.
Yeah.
Is Sushi Traveler. I almost recognize it too. There's a chance we may have done this one in the past, but I had to pick it because some of the seasonal stuff they're doing alone was like, no way. That is so cool. And Sushi Santa has to be my favorite. Look at that.
That's so cute. I don't even want to eat that because it looks so cute.
So we're doing shorts with fantastic thumbnails. I wouldn't even necessarily, I don't think they need text at all. We always tell food channels, like, you really don't need the text. The food should just speak for itself. And your images, chef's kiss. They're amazing. They're saturated. They're clear when needed. They have a blurry background. Like, your thumbnail game is so strong, and you're doing these shorts. I gotta say, just my first bit of advice is can you take these shorts and make longer form videos out of each and every one? And you can do, I'm telling you, you can do both on your channel. You have the Santa Sushi here. It's 13 seconds long, and it's almost like a time lapse of you making this thing really quickly. What would a 5-minute version of this video look like? What kind of commentary could you provide? Can you show people how to do this in not too long? I'm not saying like a 20-minute video, but you could be doubling down, I think, on every single one of these videos. I think these can play together. What do you think?
Yeah, that is the exact advice, Dan. And if you've got two experts telling you this, definitely try it, because this is something that I see a lot of people in the shorts game not actually doing. And I'm like, you could make 2, maybe 3 videos out of the content that you just shot, reusing the B-roll, maybe doing a voiceover, maybe you take the B-roll first and then you like, there's so many ways. Here at Think Media, we call it chopping the chicken. Okay. Because here's why. When you go to the grocery store, did you know this, Dan? At the grocery store at first, like there's the rotisserie chicken that's inside of the thing and it's delicious.
Yeah.
Well, if someone doesn't buy that, what they do is they take that chicken and they take it in the back and they make like chicken noodle soup out of it. They do like, they cut it up and then they put it in a chicken salad and then they try and sell it as that. And then if that doesn't work, then they like freeze it. Like it's chopping the same chicken over and over and over. So if you see us on Think Media doing repurposed content, that's all it is. It's repurposing the content that you've done before. You have an excellent channel, and there's so many ideas that are coming to mind with the content that you've already created. So rather than thinking that you have to think about a new content piece, you could be doing the same content over and over and over, reusing it over and over. So I want sushi tonight, Dan. After watching this, that's what I want.
It looks so good. I gotta say, looking at just when you were doing the more long form videos, and the views are still pretty good on these. I would not have stopped making these. However, it is a little bit of a different vibe. We have like a sushi eating competition. We're kind of comparing rolls, $7 versus $78. I love these concepts, and I still think you could be making these videos too. But think about the simplicity of just these rolls you're doing in shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched this morning. Okay, you know how sometimes on mobile your videos just start playing as you're scrolling and you can't get it to stop, and then your eyes just get drawn to it. I watched somebody paint walls this morning. I was just getting up, so I picked up my phone and I'm looking through YouTube, and this video popped up. It was just a few minutes long of someone painting walls, and something about it. I don't paint walls. I don't care to paint walls. I don't care how to paint walls. It's just satisfying to see. They had a big blank wall, and then they were painting it and rolling the paint on. And this is that kind of content. This is that satisfaction content that people, I'm not going to learn to make sushi. I don't care. It just looks really interesting. And the thumbnail made me stop on it. And now it's just playing, because phones just do that now. They just play videos. You don't get to decide. It's just playing. So imagine this video, the Grinch sushi, but 1 minute and 16 seconds long. And now it's monetizable. And I can tell you from experience, you can make decent ad revenue on a 1 minute long video.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
totally possible to do. So, I mean, I would try it, test it out. And so Shorts was a boon for this creator. I think it really simplified what they were doing on YouTube. And I think you can move the strategy off of Shorts, maybe not indefinitely. Again, maybe you do both, but try it out. I assure you there is something here. Like, this is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, and even when you were clicking through to the videos too, Dan, they're well shot videos. And, you know, sometimes people will do food videos and you're like, that food doesn't look appetizing. Look how cute this is. And you're switching up, you're understanding angles, you're understanding all those pieces of YouTube and what wins on YouTube. So many ideas. Look at how cute this is. Oh my goodness.
All of that footage exists too. They
does.
sped that up and they cut it up, and all of that exists. You could have put some music or some commentary. I think there's something here for sure.
So
all right.
So fun.
So with
sushi
that
tonight, Dan, that's what I'm having. Sushi tonight.
I think it'd be weird if you didn't. After seeing all of that, I think we have to now.
Yes.
I'm very hungry. We have more stream for you. But now we get into random selection as I fumble around trying to find that. There it is. I'm not done closing tabs yet.
That is so fun. I love that the claw. I love that the audience knows the claw is a part of it. So really cool.
So this is the claw.
Okay.
Their name is Bob, and Bob is going to help us pick some channels. So
Okay.
thank you all for greeting Bob. What we're going to do is we have two forms here. They're linked down below. We have a non-gaming form and a gaming form. And it looks like we have almost the same exact amount of submissions, 259, 269, almost the same exact amount of submissions on both. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here and program the claw to only pull out up to 280, because some of you are probably going to start submitting. And if we start the number picker, what happens is I click it and it pulls out a random number. It is someone crudely taped the number 197 on this red ball. So we're going to go ahead and go into, it's been a while since we've seen a gaming channel. We'll go into the gaming form.
Okay.
And what was the number? 197.
197.
Okay. I'm over explaining the claw. You all know what the claw is. And we'll here and pop it in here. And it is Cosmic Cool Boy with 71 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got. Okay, interesting. So they're covering Fortnite, maybe exclusively. They're doing some short. No, they're not doing shorts. They're doing short videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. XP glitch.
Mm-hmm.
XP glitch. XP glitch. XP glitch. So you found an XP glitch, and you're going to milk it for every bit of views it's worth. I just want to see, was there a point where this worked out? So, like, let's see the most popular videos. Okay, so channel, those popular videos are from, some of them from not that long ago. So you're actually, some of your experiments have paid off.
Yeah.
New Fortnite XP glitch. Couple things. So first of all, I would take a look at Fortnite's like terms of service. Not to be a downer, but there are a lot of online games that when people find exploits and glitches, especially when there's like other players that, so you can benefit from this XP and you can use it to like get an unfair advantage. Games have come after, game developers have come after the individual creators promoting that glitch and actually ban them from games before. That's a thing that actively happens, especially in the MMO space. If there's an exploit or something, what you're supposed to do is report it and, you know, look at the terms of service and make sure what you're doing isn't going to get you into trouble. That's the first thing I'll say. The next thing I'll say is that you've been uploading a lot just like in the last day or so. So these videos haven't really had time to stew. They haven't had time to sit there and gain any kind of traction. Any of your regular viewers who are seeing this, after you post 3 videos in a day, I think this is true. They're not even getting notified anymore.
No.
So I would be separating these out a little bit, posting them maybe once a day, max. And now you have a lot of content kind of backed up. The other thing I'll say here is that now that I'm seeing how recently you've posted these could all get a certain amount of views. They could all be entitled to that. But if they don't keep hammering this term of XP glitch, the search term. Don't hound on it for so long if it doesn't yield the results you were hoping for. Because you've been doing this as far back as a week ago, 9 days ago, 11 days ago, XP glitch, 78 views. And then we have some Minecraft in there. So I think if it were me, I would say, okay, I've tested out the XP glitch content now. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to try it out. Meanwhile, start ideating some new videos. Try and think of some other things you can do, whether it's trick shots or other glitches that you found, you know, whatever it might be. But simply posting multiple times a day the same kind of content over and over again, you're not giving any of this content any time to breathe, so you can't collect any data on it. So there's a lot there that I think it's really cool that you're this into YouTube, but I think you need to kind of just take a step back, scale back the content, and wait for some data to come in so you can get some proper research done.
Cosmic Cool Boy said in the comments, Dan, that he gained 30 subscribers in the last couple of days. And that would make sense because you are helping with a problem, right? And so I want you to think about this, Cosmic Cool Boy, as the first aha that when you create content that people need help with, that's when you can start to grow on the channel. Now, I am also in the same boat as Dan in that, one, you want to make sure that you're following all the rules and guidelines for the types of content that you're creating. And two, that you're uploading way too much. I would rather you, instead of uploading this much, really plan your content. And I know for gamers, especially, Dan, they love to just upload, and you won't actually get the same traction as if you were to really think about what is the best video I can create. If that is the context that you're going into making these videos, you will start to see success more and more and more, Cosmo Cool Boy, because you do see that you are passionate about this game. So I want you to really be thinking about this longer than the 5 clips you could upload in a day, and really think about what are other problems I could help people with? How can I really make this experience of this game great for other people? And I think that can really help you go from there. But I also want to just say congrats for getting started. Awesome job on uploading videos. I think more gamers that create shorter form content, I think they will start to see what trends matter more, and they could start to elaborate on those games more and more and more. So great job. I mean, this is so cool. Like, one of your videos, thanks so much, 600 views. Great job on that.
Yeah.
Not sure why that one all of a sudden, but 7 seconds, it works. So great job.
Yeah, the last bit of advice about just on that subject is, can you make any of these videos 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and make them into YouTube Shorts, make them vertical? Because if you can help people with content this short, and just make it a little bit shorter, you might start blowing up in Shorts, and you could be known as the person who finds these glitches, and then you would make longer form content that was similar, to hopefully get some of those Shorts viewers to come in and watch the long form content. But yeah, I mean, it's a great start. It's just a very ambitious start. I remember when I first started on YouTube, I think I uploaded like 3 videos in a day for like the first week. I was just so excited to get going. But that I regretted it because it very, very quickly burned me out. And I'm like, dang it, had I just held on to those videos, I could have, had some time to breathe and plan out my schedule a little bit better. So, all right, that is Cosmic Cool Boy. Thank you for submitting, and best of luck to you. Now we're going to pull a random number from the next channel, which, hold on, it's 279 responses and 270. Sometimes you got to update the claw.
That makes sense.
I'm 280. We're good. The claw is good. It's fueled.
I love the advanced graphics here too. I mean, wow, the claw is just on an original graphics. It's almost like metaverse. I mean, really, I feel like I'm going into the metaverse.
I'm glad the claw is bringing you that immersion. That's the immersion we want everyone to have in the live stream. So I'm not sure how to pronounce this channel name, but we'll definitely take a look at it. You any guesses as to?
Piano and High Life Lessons. Okay. In English, so that's good, but my Nigerian, so looks like okay.
Is that their name?
So that's what I'm thinking. And I would actually, if the channel is about piano and high life lessons, you don't even have to put your name on there. One, because just from what just happened right there, you are a brand. And so if your name is hard to pronounce, sometimes it's best to let what you do speak louder than who you are piece of it first. Yeah.
I would leave your name in the banner. You know, that's fine. But I think this is making it more difficult to kind of search for you, because it's harder to remember someone's name than like a catchy, cool title like Piano and High Life Lessons.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of looking through here. First time we're seeing this channel.
So right away, the thumbnails, I would be thinking about the thumbnails. I like that you're including the piano, but the words over, I can't see those words. The font choice is really hard. And one thing too, Dan, that I don't think people think enough about is using stock photos for graphics, especially like piano, something that would be more something that you're going to have to do. You could go to something like unsplash.com and search piano, and you could actually get a very high-end image that you could be using for your graphics rather than just an up-down shot of your piano itself.
Yeah, that is great advice. But definitely, if you're going to continue making thumbnails in this style, find a font that is easier to read in thumbnails. A lot of fonts that work include ones that are very thick and don't have a lot of this, like, I'll say fanciness to them.
Yeah.
You know, like half cursive thing going on here. It makes it harder to read. It's too much for there's chess pieces there. It's kind of confusing. It's hard for my eyes to kind of focus on what it is this video is trying to show me. And that's going to be key for you, I think. Other than that, it looks like what we have here is a music channel that's providing some value. They're teaching chords on various songs. As a layman to music, especially with the more recent videos here, I would ask if these numbers in the titles that you're using are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
They may be imperative to the lesson you're trying to teach. It's just, as somebody who may be new to this, what do these mean? You know, is someone going to type these numbers in to find this video? My guess is no. My guess is they're going to type in something like gospel passing chords or piano tutorial gospel chords or something like that. But the numbers here, this feels like we're getting really deep in the title, and this should be in the video, not the title, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I do like, I mean, I am a fan of shorter form content. So I do like that they're producing the shorter form content, especially when you're getting started, because you can create more videos and having everything be so long form. So I think that's great. And yeah, I mean, 3,000 subscribers already. Here's what you have: a proven concept. Now it's time to double down on what's working, doubling down more on the types of videos that are helpful and that will get people to the next step. And it's really exciting to see that, you know, you've had success in the past. So it's time to be consistent and creating those videos that will move you into the next phase of your YouTube journey. And you know what I think is cool, Dan, also is that YouTube is everywhere. I mean, he's creating content in Nigeria, gospel music, and it's just so cool that YouTube is really able to be accessible for people everywhere. And I think it's awesome that he's sharing such a unique skill with the world. And here we are in America on, you know, a holiday weekend looking at his channel. I think it's really cool that YouTube has this type of opportunity, this type of reach, this type of ability for people. And it's all about honing in who you're helping, how are you helping them, and what is the content that you're producing.
Forgive my lack of pronunciation here, but how to play Nigeria tungba style on piano. This video just 10 months ago did very well for the size of this channel.
Yeah.
What can you learn from it? Is this a style you can carry on to a lot of different music? Are there other lessons you can teach? And I think the other thing that helped here is the thumbnail. The thumbnail, it's not a very long video, and the thumbnail, we have somebody here, and then the keyboard's just nice and small. We get that it's a piano. It's good that it's there because this does not look like a piano. But this at the bottom helps kind of with that clarity. And it looks like you're in a professional environment. It looks like I'm actually really going to learn something from this content if I'm interested in learning this. So, and it's a very clear how-to. And then the one before that, it's from a couple of years ago, but it's the same deal. Another how-to video, and we got hands on a keyboard. So it kind of gives people that confidence that what they're clicking on is going to provide that value. It's going to answer that question that they're looking for.
Yeah, remake those videos, right?
Yeah,
remake
absolutely.
the videos. If it's been a few years and you have a successful video on any channel, remake that video because you can hit a new audience. There might be updates. You might be better at it. You could deliver the content differently. Remake winners every single year.
Yes. All right. Thank you to Piano and High Life Lessons. We'll move on to our next gaming channel, and we have officially 280, and I know that's why I set the claw to 280 responses. So let's continue and grab 261. Wow, someone very recently.
Wow.
Who submitted 261. It looks like that's going to be Captain Gonzalez. They have 82 subscribers as I fumble around on my keyboard to try and copy their link. Ah, okay, here we go. Okay. Minecraft, football, and more.
More.
Okay, confused about a couple of things.
I'm
not a sports person, but that's a basketball, right?
Yep.
That is a basketball. Minecraft is here. That Minecraft is ever present. That is also a basketball, though. Trying to find any football videos, but it's only a trap. I'm only here to discourage you from doing this. Learning around the world. So that is closer to football that I was kind of thinking, either soccer or American football. So we got table tennis here, cute cat tries ping pong. So you've been at this for about a year and you're trying a few different things. I think what you've created, though, based on the channel banner alone, is 2 different channels. I'm going to ignore the and more part because it doesn't really say anything, but 2 different channels here. You have a sports channel, football or basketball, whichever sport you prefer to cover, and then you have a Minecraft channel. And those might be your 2 favorite things in the whole wide world, except you don't want to put them both in the same place. Because as somebody who enjoys Minecraft, I can tell you that if I were to enjoy your Minecraft videos, I would never, ever click on one of your sports videos because I don't like sports. I don't go outside. I don't like using my arms to throw things. I don't like using my legs to kick things. I'm a very inactive person. So it could be the coolest video ever. You could be my favorite content creator. I'm just not going to click them. And that's nothing against you personally. That's how people feel when they subscribe for your Minecraft content and then they get a basketball video the next day. So please keep those things in mind. We talked earlier about running 2 YouTube channels side by side. It's hard to do if you have the time and you schedule it out right. You can do it, but consider maybe taking one of these things and putting them aside for yourself or a different channel. But absolutely focus the channel on one or the other. I don't think these things could be farther apart in terms of people and the audience crossover. It's not there. Other than that, it looks like we have some issues with consistency as well. 3 months ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago, 8 days ago. So it looks like we're posting maybe 1 to 2 times a month right now, which would make if that's as much as you can post, that's fine. But that would make the 2 channels thing kind of hard.
Yep. And I would also just say, YouTube can also just be a place for fun. Like you have to decide it's one or the other. YouTube is a place where it's fun. I'm just kind of getting my feet wet, uploading videos, figuring kind of this YouTube thing out. But then there's got to be this moment. So everyone that's listening right now, you have to decide what is the moment where you say like, no, I'm actually going to do this thing the right way. And once you've decided that, that is where you do have to start peeling back those layers and saying, football is my hobby. Basketball, it's my hobby, but it's not what my YouTube channel is about. Or the other way around, Minecraft is my hobby. And not all of your hobbies have to be on YouTube. That is like something I going into this next year, that is something to be thinking about is like you can have a lot of interests and a lot of things you love, but what you do for business or what you're going for to grow on YouTube doesn't have to be everything in that one category.
Yeah. Oh man. I think we're in this time now too, where a lot of advice going around is encouraging people to monetize the things they do as hobbies, right? And we all want that. We all want to have that side hustle, that thing that's fun to do and also makes us some money. But it's really easy to slip into this mode where everything you love becomes something you're using to build up income, and with any endeavor like that, it takes work. Minecraft videos are a lot of fun to make. I can tell you that firsthand. I've made them, but the funnest part was actually recording the video, and that took the least amount of time. The stuff that was less fun was putting it together, making the thumbnail, doing the research, making sure that the thing I just made or the thing I'm about to make, that's kind of how you should do it, titles and thumbnails first. The thing I'm about to make, is this going to be searched for? Is this going to be discovered by people in the first place? Is this something people are actually going to want to watch? All the research that goes around it, like there's so many things that turn what you love into a job. And that's, I mean, what more could you ask for? That would be a great job, something you love, but there's always going to be that work involved. So save some stuff for yourself, save things for you that you can use to disconnect and just, shoot some hoops while you're not making your Minecraft videos and unwind. Don't think about making videos for a little bit. And it's so much healthier to do it that way. You're going to get so much more out of your content. You're going to go so much farther if you have a good mental health, if you've built up good mental health habits. That is the big lesson for channels like this. The smaller lessons, though, look at this video right here. 3 Minecraft tips to make you a Minecraft god. 1.9K views. I mean, what was working with this video? It may have been a short and you've put a thumbnail on it. Let's see. Just curious. It was a short. And there you are. 3 tips. I saw it. I don't even have the sound on. 3 tips. You just brought people right into it. So that's, Minecraft players, especially these days, it's so hard to compete in. What can you bring to that audience to make them better at the game? They want to play Minecraft. They want to play it the best they can, whether they're PvPing or they're looking for building tips. What is it that you can bring that audience? That video was really valuable. Whether it's a short or not is irrelevant. It did well because it was valuable, not because it was a short. Oh, well, it was a short, so we can't count that. No, it did fantastic
Yep.
because it was valuable to an audience. So, and people scrolling through that without even seeing the thumbnail or the title had you in their face. This is 3 tips to become a Minecraft god. So learn from that example. That is the key for this particular channel. But for all channels, focus, focus, focus. Can you tell that I'm speaking from a place of experience?
Yes.
I just don't want people to make the same mistakes that I made.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. You hit a really good thing while you're pulling this up, where you talked about like let your hobbies be your hobbies, because you do need the mental break from YouTube. As someone who creates videos all the time for YouTube, it is so nice to do things and not have to think about the strategy involved with the thing that you're producing, and you just get to have fun, which is also a great thing to have, is to just have fun doing what you love.
100%. Yes. I know that's been my like go-to response for you all day. I'm so sorry. It's the symptom of doing too many things at once. I almost didn't pick this channel, but they said in their forum, because it's not supposed to be a gaming forum, they said they do fun facts and laws, but their name is Wolf Gaming 765.
Uh-huh.
I just want to make sure it's not gaming videos, because you're supposed to submit at the other forum. It is definitely not gaming videos, or at least not anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I would
Wolf
change your
Gaming.
name, Wolf
Yes.
Gaming. Change your name. Yeah, because right off the bat, I would think that this is a gaming channel.
Your channel name matters. And the other thing too is when people they want to go back to your channel because they liked your videos and YouTube isn't recommending them that day. They're like, okay, I know who it was. It was Wolf Gaming 567, or was it 734? Or the numbers always throw people. The more there are, the harder it is. So try to find a name that doesn't require the numbers to make it unique. It's just, it makes it so much easier for people, you know, and it does take time to kind of come up with one, but trust me, it's work, it's time well spent.
Yeah. And even with that, Dan, while you're looking at it, you know, some people are like, oh, I'm afraid to change my name. Can I tell you, we were at like 30,000 subscribers on one of our channels, and we changed the name because we were like, actually, it's not that, it's this. And we changed the name, we changed everything. If you go back and watch the older videos on that channel, it's the old name, and that's okay. As long as you're progressing and you've chosen it, you're moving forward, but you want your name to be a part of what you're doing on the channel, so it could be recognizable for the content that you're creating.
Absolutely. So Wolf Gaming, that's their first assignment. I like the logo. Maybe it could still be something about wolves, but yeah. I think that needs to change for sure.
Yeah.
In your about section, it looks like you were a gaming channel at one point. Random gaming moments, mostly edited, includes friends. Games can vary. Destiny 2, Minecraft, Fortnite. So you've kind of pivoted topics. So you got to update your about section too.
Yep.
If that's what you want to do with the channel, you also need to understand, and we may be wrong. Maybe you got all 28 subscribers after the pivot, but these subscribers, if they were from gaming, wouldn't necessarily be there, and that's okay too. So unique laws, weird facts, I think is what you said.
Okay.
This is kind of interesting. So weird and unique laws around the world, part 4. And I like the thumbnail. It is illegal to watch or see a moose. Not sure where that is, but that's really interesting. YouTube picks the thumbnail for you with shorts, and one of my strategies I'm testing out on my personal channel is actually making sure all of my shorts have captions. So that means text is always on the screen. Kind of the opposite of what you do on a general thumbnail, but I've kind of started seeing just in my very, very, very early looks at this that it's working. It provides that additional bit of context, you know, for people who see the thumbnail. So this could be why this video has so many more views than some of the ones released more recently. Of course, these are still stewing. Maybe it's going to take a while. 2.5K views here. Weird and unique laws around the world. I would test doing some titles where you actually say one of the laws in the title, kind of like the thumbnail.
Yeah.
It is illegal to name your pig, and more weird laws instead of the part numbers, you know, because people are probably not going to be looking through these and going, oh, where's part 4 now? You know, they might just be seeing these on the short shelf. So you got to keep that in mind. What else are we seeing here? I like the weird laws as a topic for this channel. I'm looking at the other things they're doing, random facts and things like that.
Yep.
It needs to be about something. Random facts about what? Like why do I care about random facts? You know, they could be facts that are laws one day, but then facts about fruits and vegetables. And I think you should try and focus. And I think you're on the right track here with this type of content. And there's a lot of these.
Yes, and these types of channels can be really lucrative. Also, these faceless channels where they are based on something. But again, I think you are on the right path, Dan, is that they should have some type of consistency. So if it's laws, then let it be laws. If it's facts, let it be facts. But really figuring out what would make someone want to come back and what would make someone want to subscribe if they're brand new. Like really thinking about those pieces and taking out the numbers. I think in titling in anything, it doesn't need to have parts or numbers because those are only relevant to you and they're not necessarily relevant to the audience.
Yeah, 100%. So that would be our advice, and I wish you luck. You did pivot away from gaming, but you recently did do a gaming video, Xbox Fix Your Store.
Yeah.
That was probably a moment of frustration, but again, you got to think about the audience here who are starting to subscribe from these shorts. You know, there's another gaming one here now that I'm looking at it more carefully. So we're jumping around on topics way too much. All right.
And with these channels too, your viewer to subscriber ratio will be a lot larger. So if you're like, my goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers, it may take longer than a goal of something, say, you know, I'd want to make my first $1,000 on YouTube. Like those are two competing goals because you'd be doing something different to make one of those goals happen versus the other one in a channel like this.
Yes. Nero Romanus? Something like that. Nero's Theater.
Nero's
Okay.
Films, maybe like short form films. And this is a lesson right here, Dan, for anyone who is on YouTube. When someone pulls up your YouTube channel, do they know instantly what you do? Do they know? I'm kind of know that he does films. I don't know about what. I don't know what the focus is. I'm not sure if Nero is a person or just a imaginative character. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this channel is.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of meme style content. Whenever we see a meme channel here on the channel audit stream, we always get we start to cower in our shells a little bit because the success can vary quite dramatically video to video.
Yes.
It's hard to advise, but the first thing I'll say is, which name is it? Is it Nero's Films Theater or is it your full name? I'm not sure, but I think it should be like Nero's Gaming Films.
Yeah.
Or something very clear like that, because it's so you're asking people to remember 3 different names and it's hard enough to get them to remember one. So back to channel names, I think that is something to consider. Looking at what you're doing in shorts, this was 10 minutes ago here. So I want to focus on, we've given a lot of tips about shorts today, but one thing we haven't touched on, and this channel is doing exactly the thing I would advise not to do. Don't make your shorts like this. And you might be wondering, what does he mean? It's vertical. It's a short. There is a horizontal video shrunken into a vertical frame. And I know you put text to try and fill it out a little bit, but it's already, even on a desktop, even magnified, it's so hard to see what we're looking at here. And you want to make sure that when people find your video on the short shelf, it feels like it was made for them. Everything you do on YouTube. That's why I always tell you, if you're going to take a clip from a live stream, you need to edit it in such a way where if you're going to repurpose it on another platform or as its own video, give context. People were not at the live stream who are going to see this video, so make it for them. People want to be directly catered to. When I see a video like this pop up on the short shelf, I feel like you've taken a video and you've done the bare minimum to get it to fit on the short shelf, hoping that you could repurpose it that way. But what you're supposed to do is crop in. And you do lose, when you crop in on a video like this, you do lose some of the stuff over here and some of the stuff over here. So all we would see is kind of the muzzle of the gun and maybe what you're looking at. But for a short, you'd be surprised. That's really all you need. And another pro tip is you can actually make shorts square. So that makes the frame bigger and you lose less on the sides. So you can totally do that too. You can do a 1:1 ratio. Sorry,
I was going to say, and that Dan, Nero was asking, how do you fix that? When you're actually in your editing software, you can specify the, if you're editing in a software, you can actually just specify the size of the image you would like to have. I mean, you can tell here that you have edited into a horizontal video. You would actually stretch your video to go into that entire frame. That is how you would do that in the editing of your video.
Since YouTube Shorts released as well, there have been tools released out there that will do this for you and make it a lot easier if you don't have editing software capable of it. So do a quick Google search. I just did one in the background. I'm not going to go through the results with you, but I literally typed make horizontal video vertical. And there's already, I can already tell you that there's a lot of resources just by that one search. So learn how to do that. Having that in your tool belt will dramatically change the, I'm going to call it the swipe through rate on your shorts, which means people are swiping through the shelf. They see that pop up and they're already gone because it's the experience is just not, it doesn't look that good. And I know it might seem like we're picking on you a lot, but we've seen this so many times with folks who make shorts and they're kind of new at it. It looks like this video is cropped appropriately too. So make sure they're all like that. And coincidentally, it was from 21 hours ago, but it does have more views. So that is just the initial advice. I think if you're going to test out meme style content, you are going to see different like spiky moments like this where you're trolling and there's a lot of really a lot of fun things going on. As long as those, when people are swiping through the short shelf, as long as it's going to be enticing to watch in the first like fraction of a second, waste no time getting into that content. You're probably going to have a lot of success. It just might look a little bit spiky. And it's hard to advise just because some of this might all be the same game. It might be different games. They're kind of dark. It's just hard for me to tell, but I would still advise channel focus to keep people coming back to watch more. But yeah, overall, that's going to be, I think, your homework is kind of getting the branding right and then making sure that your videos are of the utmost quality.
Yep. And I would say too, doing YouTube of any scale, you should spend just as much time that you are doing YouTube in studying YouTube. So for anyone who wants to win in short form content, have you studied short form content? Are you watching the vidIQ videos about how to win at shorts? Those types of things will help you start to create content that could help you win altogether. So yeah.
There you go. And we got another one here, non-gaming.
Super fun. And Nero, thank you for being here. And I'm sorry, I didn't know history. That is a Roman emperor. I didn't know. I thought that was your name. I was like, that's a cool name. So
thank you for the history lesson. Yes. Apologies.
Yo Soy. Is this a gaming channel or just a regular channel?
It's gonna be a regular channel. Okay. Whenever a channel like this pops up, we do have to apologize. I mean, maybe Heather, you're more experienced in this department than I am, but I only speak English.
Yeah, I'm only English speaking, some Spanish, but sometimes I hit like Google Translate if it gives me the option on my Chrome extension, but it didn't seem to give us an option on this one
today.
Yeah, and it sometimes doesn't. And I'm not quite sure. So something TV. And this again, Dan, whether it's English, whether it's German, whether it's Spanish, you want someone to know what your channel is about. So I'm seeing a comedy. So they're saying something about comedy also at the beginning. So it could be something related to that, but I'm just not quite sure looking at these thumbnails. If we were to just do a channel audit, I would say your thumbnails are quite busy and I'm not quite sure what the story is in the thumbnail. That is one thing I would definitely change on that one. What did they say there?
News and comedy was the focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And any type of entertainment style channel, we've had a couple of them on this audit, but my thing about entertainment style channel is that the talent matters. Comedy, entertainment, reactive, any of those types of channels. It's almost like, Dan, you remember American Idol when like people would go on the show and everyone around them would tell them that they're a really good singer, but they weren't a really good singer. And like, we knew it in the audience watching. We're like, oh, I don't really know. You've actually got to be a good singer to be on American Idol. You actually have to be a good comedian or have to be a good entertainer if that is the style channel that you're creating on the platform. I'm not saying you're not. I want, whenever someone asks about entertainment style channels, why we don't teach on them or what that looks like, talent is such a key factor in it being a winning channel that it's hard to coach those types of channels because you as the talent actually have to be really, really, really good at comedy or entertaining or reacting even for those channels to win. So if you are doing comedy, I would take a sobering account of, are you actually funny, or is your content actually funny, and are you creating, especially comedy style channels, they should have longer view duration in the video because someone should be consistently wanting to watch all the way to the end. So if you're seeing a short view duration, it may not be as funny as what you think it could be. So
Yeah, that is the trick too. I think that goes missed when we give a lot of advice on YouTube. Is there is a talent aspect to this. A lot of it can be learned, right? This is just stuff that takes practice and experience. A lot of people are like, how can I be the next Mr. Beast? Well, think about all the experience, the years of experience that he has, doing this. So that does come into play. And when it comes to comedy or whatever it is you're doing, there is a level of talent that you build up over time and might take some patience and some practice. Other than that, we're not sure if we're looking at news videos or comedy videos, or maybe you do comedic takes on the news, but I would just make sure, if you were to audit this channel for yourself, make sure that is clear. Like, think of this from the viewer's perspective. If you're going to talk about a trending subject, like a newsworthy subject, and you want to give your take on it, just make sure it's clear from the title and the thumbnail that's what you're doing. If you swap back and forth between very, very serious news stories and then very funny stories about other stuff, it's kind of like playing Minecraft and then basketball on the same YouTube channel. It's that disconnect like we saw earlier. So sorry to pick on that creator. I'm really not trying to. Just a good example though. So you want to make sure that the channel also has that kind of focus.
You know what's really cool though, Dan? Look at the video that is 35 minutes long. 600 views on a channel that has about 600 subscribers. So you are making content that either your viewers are interested in, or that is interesting to people to want to click through and watch that piece of content on. So I would say actually both of your longer form videos there have 500, 400, 600. So that's really awesome too, is that you may actually be building a great community around you in what that video topic is related to what you're doing. But you can see that other videos are getting, thousands of views, and you want to study what is making those get those views rather than your other videos. But I would say actually your view to subscriber ratio is quite high, which is a really great thing. Means you're building good community along with what you're doing.
Yeah. So best of luck. And Heather, I do have to apologize. I went over time on us, and I'm so sorry. How about we do a couple really quick things to wrap up for the day? Of course, please, when you get a chance, check out Think Media. This is actually the Think Media podcast channel, longer form content over here. We had Rob from vidIQ over doing channel reviews with you just over a week ago, which is awesome. And then, of course, the main Think Media channel as well. Lots and lots of value.
We're so close to 2 million, Dan. We're so
Oh my
close.
gosh, look at that. Oh man, are you gonna get like a second play button?
No, actually, I said they should give a play button every time you hit another million, but we don't get another play button until we hit 10 million. So the goal now is 10 million, which could be a couple of years down the road, or it could be next year. You never know when it comes to YouTube. So
you really never know. Heather, thank you so much for spending over 2 hours of your time with us. Anything else? Any parting words?
I would just say thank you guys for being here. I think it's amazing that you're spending time to learn about YouTube. And I just want to encourage you as you go into 2022 to think about what is your PDP? What is your personal develop plan when it comes to growing your YouTube channel? Have you decided, I'm going to focus on this type of content? I'm going to actually look at getting coaching from vidIQ. Have you thought about how are you going to grow your channel in a strategic way? And I think that if you put together your PDP plan, your personal development plan when it comes to YouTube, you'll start to see growth because you're being strategic about what you're doing. So I'm really excited for your channels. YouTube is growing. YouTube is healthy. YouTube is such a great place to grow your hobby into your career, or to start a brand new career here on the platform. And I'm so excited for what 2022 is going to bring for your channel and for the platform all together. So thank you so much for your time today and for being here. And I'll say all the things, Dan. Like, subscribe, do all the things, because vidIQ is such an amazing resource that we love at Think Media. We highly recommend them to every content creator coming on the platform. We're so excited for all the new things that are happening on vidIQ in 2022. And it's such a great company to be connected to. So we're just grateful for this partnership and all that we're doing.
Likewise. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Heather. And thank you to everybody for being here for our last channel live stream of 2021. Now, it's not the last live stream. That's tomorrow. Please join us tomorrow for our Q&A live stream. If you are interested in taking YouTube full time and you want to know the steps to get there, we're going to be answering your questions and going over some tips and tricks for you. So please join us for that tomorrow. And we'll see you over there. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. If we don't see you again, have a happy New Year. Where's my outro? I already said all the things. I found it. Okay. See everybody.
I just smile, Dan. Smile until the end. That's what I do.